Hello, my name is Wilson Pelomon Cabral. I'm from 11-1 and I'm going to present my presentation about global warming.
What is global warming? Global warming is the gradual increase in the Earth's average temperature mainly caused by the buildup of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide in the atmosphere. These gases trap the sun's heat, making the planet warmer through a process called greenhouse effect. This warming is mostly linked to human activities like burning fossil fuels, coal, coal, oil, and gas, deforestation, and certain farming and industrial practice. As a result, glaciers are melting, sea levels are rising, heat waves are becoming more frequent, and weather patterns are changing drastically. Global warming is a part of broader phenomenon called climate change, which include other effects like droughts, stronger storms, and disruptions to ecosystems. Science warn that if urgent action is not taken, the consequence could be very serious for humans, animals, and the planet as a whole. Global warming and agriculture. Global warming has a serious effects on agriculture. Rising temperatures can harm crops and reduce food productions. Droughts and heat waves make farming more difficult. Change in rainfall patterns affect planting and harvesting seasons. Farmers around the world are already struggling. In some regions, floods destroy entire fields. In others, water is too scarce for irrigation. Pests and diseases also spread more easily with warmer weather. This puts global food security at a risk. Many communities face hunger and poverty. To protect agriculture, we need climate-smart farming. This includes better water management and crop planning. Governments must support farmers with the technology and resources. We are really on food, so this issue affects everyone. Climate action must include protecting our food systems. Oceans and global warming. These oceans are warming due to climate change. This affects marine and life ecosystems. Coral reefs are dying from heat and acidification. Fish populations are moving to colder waters. This impacts fishing communities and around the world. Melting glaciers add fresh water to the oceans. They change sea currents and weather patterns. Stronger storms and rising sea levels are difficult results. Coastal areas face more floods and erosion. Ocean health is deeply connected to the planet's balance. Protecting the oceans is crucial. Reducing emissions can slow ocean warming. Marine conservation and pollution control also help. We must act how to save ocean life or future depends on healthy seas. Forests and global warming. Forests play a key role in fighting global warming. They absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. However, deforestation is destroying many forests worldwide. This increases emission and reduces nature's ability to recover. Forest loss is a major contributor to eliminate change. Trees also protect soil and water source. They provide homes for countless animals. When forests disappear, biodiversity suffers. Indigenous communities are also displaced. The damage goes far beyond trees. We must protect and restore forests. Planting trees is not enough. We must stop cutting them down. Laws against illegal logging must be enforced. Supporting forestation projects is essential. Forests are allies in the fight against the climate change. Transportation and climate change. Transportation is a major source of greenhouse gases. Cars, planes, and ships use fossil fuels. This contributes heavily to global warming. Traffic and low communities also cause air pollutions. Our current systems are not sustainable. Public transportation is a better option. Electric vehicles are becoming more common. Cities must invest in cleaner alternatives. Biking and walking should be safer and easier. This change improve health and reduce emissions. Governments must create better policies for transportation. People can also choose eco-friendly travel options. We all share the responsibility to reduce our carbon footprint. Cleaner transport means a cleaner planet. The future depends on smart mobility. Climate refugees. As a climate change worsens, more people are forced to leave their homes. Floods, droughts, and rising sea levels make areas unlivable. These people are called climate refugees. They often lose everything they had. Their future becomes uncertain. Most climate refugees come from poor countries. They have fewer resources to cover or recollect. Host countries are not always prepared to help. International laws don't fully protect them. This is a growing human rights issue. We need global cooperation to support climate migrants. Aid, shelter, and legal protection are essential. Climate change affects everyone, not just those who move. Justice and compassion must guide our responsive. We must not ignore this crisis. The role of education. Education is a powerful tool against global warming. When people learn about their environment, they make better choices. Schools should teach climate science early. Awareness leads to actions. Knowledge inspires change. Young people especially need this information. They are the future decision makers. Environmental education empowers them to lead. It also helps them demand action from others. A well informed society is stronger. Governments must invest in climate education. It should be part of every school curriculum. Communities should also have access to information. We can't solve a problem we don't understand. Learning is the first step to saving the planet. Climate and water crisis. Climate change is worsening the global water crisis. Droughts are becoming more frequent and severe. Many places have less clean water available. Melting glaciers also reduce freshwater supplies. Access to water is no growing concern. Water is essential for life. Agriculture, hygiene, and industry depend on it. Without water, communities can't survive. Conflicts over water resources are increasing. This could lead to more instability in the future. We must manage water from wisely. Protecting rivers, lakes, and groundwater is urgent. Climate action includes water conservation. Everyone must use water responsibly. It is a shared and limited resource. Global warming and energy use. Most of our energy comes from fossil fuels, burning coal, oil, and gas release. This is the main cause of global warming. Our energy habits must change quickly. Clean alternatives are available. Solar, wind, and hydropower are better choice. They produce energy without polluting the air. Some countries are already making progress, but others are still heavily dependent on fossil fuels. This must change soon. We need a global energy transition. It takes investment and political courage. People must also support these efforts. Sustainable energy is possible and necessary. The world must choose a cleaner path. Climate action in cities. Cities are big contributors to climate change. They use lots of energy and produce a lot of waste. Urban areas also suffer from heat and pollution, but cities can also be leaders in climate action. They have the tools to change fast. Green buildings and clean transports help reduce emissions. Urban gardens and parks improve air quality. Renewable energy in cities makes a big impact. Citizens can also get involved in local police. Community action is powerful. Mayors and leaders must act boldly. Smart city planning helps both people and the planet. Every city can be a model of sustainability. When innovation cities can lead the way, the future of the planet is organic. Global warming and natural disasters. Global warming makes natural disasters more intense. Hurricanes, floods, and wildfires are becoming stronger and more frequent. These disasters cause massive damage and loss of life. Communities are left with the title time to recover. The costs are rising every year. Climate change does not cause disasters directly, but it makes them worse. Warmer oceans full hurricanes. Dry weather increase wildfire risks. Rising seas make floods more dangerous. We must prepare better for disasters. Early warning systems save lives. Building codes should be stronger. Disaster response must include climate plans. Prevention is better than recovery. Political action on climate change. Political decisions greatly affect climate outcomes. Laws and policies can reduce emissions. Some leaders take action, but others deny the problem. Delay is a dangerous and costly. Politics must focus on long-term solutions. Climate agreements like the Paris Accord are important. They set goals for reducing emissions. Countries must keep their promise. A strong international cooperation is needed. Climate change knows no borders. Voters must demand climate and leadership. Citizens can influence political agendas. Climate policy is everyone's concern. Leaders must act with urgency. The planet cannot wait. The role of technology. Technology can help fight global warming. New tools make clean energy more efficient. A smart system reduce waste and save resources. Innovation in farming and transport also lower emissions. Science and technology are the key to solutions. However, technology alone is not enough. Human behavior must change too. We can't rely only on machines to fix everything. The technology must be used wisely and fairly. Access to it should be equal. Investment in green innovation is vital. Governments and companies must support research. Education must include technology skills. A better future requires smart tools. Let's use science to protect the earth. Climate justice. Climate justice means fairness in facing global warming. Poor and vulnerable communities suffer the most, yet they contributed the least to the problem. Wealthy countries must help those in need. The response must be global and fair. Everyone has the right to safe environment. Climate action should be included human rights. Indigenous and vocal voices must be heard. Their knowledge can help protect nature. Justice all means listening and respecting all. Police must reduce both emission and inequality. Aid must go to the affected most. Climate justice builds peace and cooperation. A fair world is a more sustainable one. We must stand together. Animals and climate change. Climate change puts many animals at risk. Some lose their habitats as temperatures rise. Others can't find food or adapt in time. Polar bears, bees, and coral reefs are used as few examples. Extinction rates are rising. Animals are part of planet's balance. Their loss affects humans too. We depend on animals for pollination, food, and ecosystems. Climate change breaks this balance. Nature needs protection. Saving animals means saving habitats. We must protect forests, oceans, and wetlands. Climate action must include with wildlife. Conservation is more urgent than ever. The world is richer with animals.
Permafrost, thaw, and methane release. Permafrost is permanently frozen ground found in places like Siberia, Alaska, and northern Canada. As a global temperatures rise, permafrost begins to thaw. This is a major concern because it releases methane, a powerful greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. Methane is over 25 times more effective at trapping heat than carbon dioxide. When permafrost melts, it frees trapped methane from dead plants and animals material frozen for thousands of years. This creates a feedback loop. More warming leads to more thawing, which leads to even more warming. Dow- Thawing permafrost can also damage roads, buildings, and pipelines in cold regions. The ground becomes unstable, causing structures to collapse. In addition to environmental risk, permafrost thawing presents serious economic and safety challenges. Impact on indigenous communities. Indigenous peoples often live in close connection with the land and rely on nature for food, water, and cultural practice. Climate change threatens their traditional of life. Change in weather patterns, animal migrations, and plant growth disrupt their survival and cultural identity. For example, Arctic indigenous communities are facing melting ice that affects hunting and travel. In other regions, drought our forest laws are harming sacred lands and traditional agriculture. These impacts are deeply emotional as well physical. Indigenous knowledge is valued in the fight against climate change. These communities have centuries of experience living sustainably. Respecting their rights and learning from their wisdom can help create more effective and just climate solutions. Climate change and economic inequality. Climate change affects people unequally. Wealthier countries and individuals often contribute more to greenhouse gas emissions, while poorer communities suffer the worst effects. This depends global inequality and injustice. For example, small island nations, developing countries face the highest risk from rising seas and extreme weather. Yet, they have fewer resources to adapt or recover. Meanwhile, the richest countries can afford protection measures and technology. Addressing climate change must include fairness and justice. Wealthy nations need to support those most affected through funding and cooperation. Climate police should protect the most vulnerable and ensure everyone has a voice in decision making. Youth activism and climate movements. Young people around the world are speaking out against climate inaction. They are organizing protests, creating campaigns, and demanding stronger police from leaders. Movements like Fridays for Future show the power of youth to influence change. Many young activists are using social media to raise awareness and spread information. Others are working locally to plant trees, reduce waste, and educate their communities. Their voices are fresh, passionate, and urgent. Youth are not just the future, they are the present. They are helping shape the global conversation about climate justice and sustainability. Supporting and listening to young voice is essential to building a better, greener world. Hope for the future. Despite the challenges, there is still hope. Many people are working hard to fight global warming. Movement science and young voices are raising. Solutions already exist and improving. The world is waking up. Change is possible if we act together. Every step forward counts. Every tree planted, every law passed, every habit change matters. We must believe in a better future. Action creates hope. Let's choose to be a part of the solution. Let's act now and not later. Our choices today shape tomorrow. A healthy planet is still within reach. The time to believe and act is now. This was my presentation. I hope you like it.